This is RBC Television.
It is currently the 31st of December, the year is 2025, and as a yearly tradition for the last time this year, we are airing this special broadcast live from our studios, and this is RBC, because the year is over. Welcome everyone to RBC's 5th The Year is Over show. It has become a tradition for us at RBC to air this show on the last day of the year. Today, like past years, we will go over the passing year and look at all the news that are worth to talk about, both in Roblox and in the real world. Yes, RBC is finally doing something in the real world. Life is not just Roblox, guys. And of course, I am not all by myself. I have two amazing people here to assist me. I have Sam and Janyo. Hello, guys.
Hello. Yo, yo.
We also have entertainment as well, and we'll announce RBC News 24's Player of the Year. But before we start the show, I just wanted to ask you guys, how was the year for you both?
Great. The year was good. It had its ups and downs, but yeah, I could say it's good.
Short and sweet. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I think the year went pretty well. I mean, obviously, like we say, it had its ups and downs like every time. But yeah, I think we're good overall.
And what was the best part of it? Like, it can be anything, like Roblox, real world, anything that feels 2025 for you.
Okay, one thing that feels memorable to me is that I was able to compete in a competition and represent my land. So I was able to represent South Africa in the youth games. So that is one thing memorable to me.
Wow. That's actually so nice. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, that's crazy. But I think the best thing that happened this year was when I started driving. I mean, I've almost killed my instructor too many times, but like, you know, I've almost got into about 10 accidents, only 8 of which were my fault. So yeah, so yeah.
We do have like an athlete and a murderer.
Drive.
We have two different people here. Somebody that went to the Youth Olympic Games and somebody that got 10 car crashes. We'll let you decide what's best. Probably people will decide the murderer.
Almost.
Okay, well, I'm gonna change things up a little bit before we get shot of the air, and I want to know, how do you guys celebrate the new year? Like, do you have any traditions in your families, maybe in your countries, but especially in your families? Like, especially because we're all like from 3 different countries with 3 very different cultures. Like, Sam is our UK murderer, Jandio is from South Africa, and I, of course, am from Naples, Italy, which is the city, probably in the entire world, that has the most fireworks at New Year, because they're like everywhere in the city, not in just one point, everywhere in the city you see so many fireworks. Sometimes they collide with each other. There are so many deaths, especially. But it's really fun seeing them, and my years are basically covered every year. What about you guys?
Okay,
Pleasure.
for someone that is from South Africa, our South African people, we take like a normal day or a normal gathering. We will put up the braai, get the drinks, and probably party until we're drunk. So, but as someone that comes from a Christian family, we normally do all the church stuff that you would rather guess you would do on a New Year's night. So yeah.
Yeah, so for me,
What about you, Sam?
so I'm in the UK. If you live there, it's a fairly diverse place, which is absolutely amazing to me. We have a TV show on the BBC every year, which has loads of celebrities. Basically, a concert all night from about 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And basically, just before it hits
You do have
12,
London Eye thing, don't you?
yeah, we're getting to that. Just before 12, on everyone's TV in the United Kingdom, a massive clock appears, and you can literally hear from other houses. Like even if your windows are closed, you can hear from all the other houses on your street and in your village, people going 10, 9, 8, obviously down to 0.
Etc.
Happy New Year. As soon as it gets to the New Year, fireworks lighting up the sky, absolutely magical. And the best part of it all is getting absolutely like drunk from pretty much purely from champagne, to be fair. But like you have a bit of a beer and a bit of cider.
The only person here that drinks in this entire panel here, because I don't drink. I don't know about Jandio.
No, I don't drink. I'm 15 years
I think we
old.
should probably get started now with the last broadcast of the year, and probably the last broadcast ever. If we keep talking about this stuff, we're going to get cancelled. But like last year, we're going to review the year and how it was. So we took together a little recap of all the Roblox news this year, and also the world news of this year, because again, for once we didn't want to do just Roblox. Jandio, you actually took together the Roblox side of the recap, and it was a pretty big
Yeah,
year
that's
for
true.
Roblox. Like there is so many new features, so many games that got huge updates. Roblox risk could be cancelled dozens of times, and here at RBC News 24, we have to be proud of ourselves because we released the most news broadcasts ever had this year, and we changed the most news directors ever. So this shouldn't have been too hard to put together. Let's see it.
2025 came and went, and for Roblox it was a very rough year. So let's break it down and see all the drama that went down in this year. Starting off in January, Roblox started the year off with a shift towards social networking, and they announced that the friend limit was expanded, from a previous limit being 200, which is now expanded to 1000 friends. And on the other hand, Roblox officially ended support for older operating systems, which are Windows 7 and 8, to pave the way for its next-gen engines. Moving on to February, we took a look at Brookhaven getting sold to the Voldex group by Wolfpack, the creator of the game. And even from community responses, some think it's a good idea, while some speculate that it might be a bad idea considering the fact of all of Voldex's failed games in the past. Moving on to March, Roblox held their annual The Hunt event, but this time they switched things up as they held The Hunt Mega Edition, a competition where players could compete for a whopping $1 million. And just a congrats to Sayeth, the winner of the competition. And to mention that this competition or event was signaling a return to platform-wide meta events. And we also took a look at the massive bot problem Roblox has been having. These bots this time have gotten way more powerful, which can collect users' IP addresses and so much more. Have Roblox fixed the problem? We'll never know. And with March out of the way, we can jump right into April, where the infamous icon changed. That's right, Roblox changed their iconic logo color to this new minimalistic blue color. And it was also the same for Roblox Studio, getting a black overlay. And we also got some teasers for Bloxburg's new map revamp, as we were able to see what might be expected in the near future. And that is all for April. Now let's head into May. May was one of our most biggest months for RBC. We took a look at how RBC News 24 has evolved and what it has become. But as the doors close for our well-known News 24 opens a new way for Newsroom. That's right, we introduced RBC Newsroom as RBC's news broadcaster for news, with all new animations, transitions, a new color scheme, and so much more. And with May out of the way, let's move on to June. In June, Roblox reached 9 billion registered users. Meanwhile, legal pressure mounted as a class action lawsuit was filed in California alleging covert data collections of minors without parental consent. Other things that happened in June was the Innovation Awards nominations got announced, and then FBI involvement is also one thing. The FBI allegedly intervened to prevent a real-life terrorist attack that was reportedly planned on the platform. We also took a look at how Brookhaven got its popularity, the only game that is consistently on the front page of the platform. Why? Because of its consistent player base, playing each and every day. And lastly, we cannot forget about Bloxburg's biggest day. Bloxburg officially got its biggest map revamp. We took a look at the old map, the feature of the game, and the new Bloxburg map. In August, we had the controversy with Slep. On August 9th, YouTuber Slep was banned from the platform and served with a cease and desist for his predator hunting stings. Roblox defended the ban by criticizing vigilantism, but the move triggered the hashtag #FreeSlep protest and led to several high-profile video stars to resign in protest. And with legal escalation where Louisiana's Attorney General filed a lawsuit criticizing the Slep case as evidence that Roblox is silencing whistleblowers while failing to stop actual predators. But looks like that is all for August, so let's move over to September. September brought in a lot of things, so let's look at what they brought to the table. Up first, Roblox Moments. A TikTok-like feed was launched to keep the quote-unquote discovery loop inside the app. And then developers also have been having a big problem as Roblox have been banning players for assets they have no way of removing by themselves. This involves them to file a support ticket with Roblox in order to solve the problem. We did interview one of these developers and wouldn't you know it, it's Moonmine ahead. In other news, Roblox also had the Takeover event, a new cooperative event where users could join crews and compete in various experiences, just like in the Hunt events. RDC or Roblox Developer Conference was also held on the 6th of September. And lastly, voice chat has been expanded where console players could also join in the fun with voice chat. And that is all for September. Now let's move over to October. October came in with a lot of stuff, firstly being the federal consolidation, whereby over 30 separate lawsuits against Roblox were centralized into a single multi-district litigation, or MDL in short, in California, overseen by Chief Judge Richard Seaborg. Florida's Attorney General issued criminal subpoenas regarding child safety and marketing practices. There was also a massive platform outage on October 30th. The Amazon Web Services outage affected Roblox and many online services. And that basically wraps it up for October. So let's move over and see what happened in November. Basically in November, Roblox mainly focused on quote-unquote safety as they introduced a mandatory facial age estimation using AI for communication and a total ban on adults messaging minors. They do not know this in person, but here's the problem. Sometimes the AI can identify and mistake you for a child. This makes it a big problem for content creators and so many more. And finally, we took a look at all that has happened in Bloxburg this year. All the changes, all the updates, and so many more.
As most people know, one of the largest updates in the history of the game was launched on the 28th of June this year, when the long-awaited map was launched. It was familiar, yet different, with a lot of new places to explore. On the 27th of September, another large update for Bloxburg was released, as that was the day they launched the highly awaited high school. As most of you should know, people have been asking for a school ever since Bloxburg was created nearly a decade ago.
And with November out of the way, we finally moved to December. And lastly, December so far, Russia blocked Roblox scripting LGBT propaganda and extremist content. Roblox disabled social features in the region to negotiate. And Roblox is ending the year with stocks dropping 10% and a final lawsuit from Tennessee which famously compared the platform to a creepy cargo van lingering at the edge of a playground. And that is it. That is everything. All the news, all the drama. And it looks like Roblox isn't going to be having a happy new year with that final lawsuit.
Thank you so much, Stadio, and as we told you guys, a lot has happened this year on Roblox. but nothing less than what happened in the world side. Right, Sam? You have prepared a similar recap about what happened in the world, and this is the only time of the year where RBC broadcasts real life news. We have to wait till the last day of the year every year, so let's see that now. Roll the clip.
This year has been absolutely crazy, going from diplomatic deadlocks to an entire nation being overthrown on Discord. So you're in for a ride, now buckle up for a deep dive into what's happened this year. Starting off with a bang in January, both the Ukraine-Russia and Israel-Palestine war came to a diplomatic deadlock when there were multiple different attempts at stopping the wars, which failed miserably. Now onto the Gaza-Israel conflict. Despite various peace talks over the years, there has been no solution that has lasted more than a few months. Another major event that happened in January is Trump's historic inauguration, by being the first United States president to go into office twice with a break in between. This inauguration caused drama and tensions globally due to his links with well-known pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and ongoing legal issues, including being convicted of 34 felonies. People around the world have noticed that this year, ever since Donald Trump took power, it has almost been like a comedy drama series that you'd find on HBO Max. This is partly due to the TikToks that the White House themselves have posted, making literal HBO Max type trailers of immigration enforcement, better known by the people outside of America as kidnapping based on race. Finally, in January, governments started to tighten AI regulations for many reasons, but not limited to ethical concerns, job displacement, economical impact, and safety and security. Now let's move on to February. In February, the United Nations warned of worsening humanitarian issues in Gaza. A spokesperson said that after days with no humanitarian assistance entering Gaza, the conditions for civilians became more and more urgent, with reduced access to food, water, and other vital services that were needed to survive. Now swiftly moving on to April, where climate protests were surging across the European cities. Across Europe, there were tens of thousands of activists that marched across Germany in cities like Berlin, Hamburg, Cologne, and Munich that pressured the government to have stronger climate policies ahead of a key election in the country. Across Europe, there were youth and civil societies that organised many demonstrations that showed the contributing influence of organised activism across Europe. One major group is Fridays for Future, that is a leading youth movement for climate across Europe. Now into May, where the EU had even more drama. The 16th of May 2025 marked the first time the European political community was held in the Western Balkans. The summit's theme was New Europe in a New World, Unity, Cooperation and Joint Action. Around 50 leaders across Europe participated, including heads of state and government from both the EU and non-EU countries, as well as representatives from key institutions. Some notable attendees included France, Germany, the UK, Turkey, and Ukraine. The summit had a heavy theme on security and democratic resilience, economic competitiveness, and youth empowerment. Now, moving on to June, where NATO leaders met in The Hague to discuss pressing global security concerns. Their main topics was the Ukraine and Russian aggression, and how they could deter Russia. Global security concerns such as tensions rising in the Indo-Pacific region, mainly between China and the United States, particularly regarding Taiwan and maritime disputes in the South China Sea. They also talked about Sweden and Finland's membership, where by 2025 Sweden and Finland's integration into NATO was a major talking point. Furthermore, they talked about increasing their defence budgets and climate change as a security threat. Now on to July, where things only seem to go more and more downhill. In South Asian countries like India, Bangladesh and Pakistan, there were unprecedented rainfall that led to catastrophic flooding in India, Bangladesh and Pakistan, which caused millions of people to be displaced and injured. Reports from the OCHA state that more than 10 million people were affected due to the floods. Now on to August, where things got heated and fiery. During August, there were many wildfires that spread across Europe, Canada and Australia. The most extreme fires in Europe were across Spain, Portugal, Italy and Greece. In Canada, there were over 15,000 wildfires reported across the country. And finally in Australia, where fires spread across New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland. This sparked massive concerns about climate change, and scientists warned that Australia's fire seasons were becoming longer and more intensive with less predictability, which sparked even more protests around the world that were asking for the commitment
to fighting climate change. Now on to September, which saw the first major government overthrow in years. In the September of 2025, Nepal experienced what is described as a dramatic political shift as Gen Z activists organised overthrowing the government over a Discord server, even making its own temporary parliament on a Discord stage, and the new leader was even elected on Discord. Everyone that was in the Discord server and was a citizen of Nepal were considered MPs and had a say in exactly what was going to happen. The government was overthrown because the youth were frustrated with corruption, lack of progress, and mass censorship, including the outright ban on social media. Their Discord server had helplines, community areas, stages, and places for people to report wrongdoers, so after the government was overthrown, the bad eggs could face the appropriate action against them. What do you think about this? And is platforms like Discord the future of running countries? Let us know in the comments below. Now on to October, where European governments were seeing even more protests, but this time it was for something different. There were major protests in Italy, Spain and Greece. Right-wing populist parties called for stricter immigration controls, border closures, and even some political parties like Reform UK led by Nigel Farage calling for a UK version of ICE, saying that we should quote-unquote detain and deport absolutely anyone, end quote, that comes into the country, following on with quote-unquote, the boats will stop coming within days, end quote. In November, Interpol launched a global operation that led to the rescue of thousands of trafficked animals across multiple continents. The operation targeted illegal wildlife trafficking networks, which were also closely tied with organised crime. Interpol executed the operations in Asia, Africa, Latin America and even parts of Europe. They rescued thousands of endangered species, including but not limited to pangolins, tigers, rhinos and various other primates. This operation was one of the most successful international efforts to stop wildlife crimes that the world has ever seen. Finally, on to December.
A 10-year-old girl is among those murdered as a traumatised community pays tributes to the lives lost.
In December, there was a deadly anti-Semitic attack on Bondi Beach that shocked not only the Jews, not only Australians, but everyone around the world. The incident unfolded when a group of people that had been believed to be motivated by anti-Semitic beliefs launched an assault against Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah. This year has been a rollercoaster of emotions, politics, and a series of tragic events. I wish I could have reported on more good news like last year. However, I think we can all agree on one thing. 2025 will go down in history as one of the worst years of the modern age. Here's to a better 2026 with less tragedies and more good news.
Thank you so much, Sam. Now, last year we introduced a new segment on the show and hoped that it would become a permanent part of the show, and here we are. We're of course talking about our pick of Roblox's Player of the Year. Like recent years, RBC's very own newsroom picks our Player of the Year, and it's very hard to pick just one person to win the award. Everyone is so different, and you all do so many great things to make this community a better place despite everything happening as we've seen. Last year, I was here in the studio giving the Player of the Year award to Suncrest RP owner and developer Audidev. We gave him the award as he cared so much about making the Roblox role-playing community better when the Bloxburg development team sure didn't care about it. But however, this year times have changed. After a lot of protests and boycotts and multiple videos about Bloxburg was falling off and it could be finally made better, the development team finally listened to their players and made a new map after 15 years. The state of the game today is much better than it was at the same time last year, and the game is barely recognizable. And that is because of every single one of you who stood up and fought to make the game better. Therefore, I am so excited to announce and give RBC's Newsroom's Player of the Year award here at the Years Over 2025 to the Bloxburg community. Alright, we now know our player of the year, but it's time to change things up a bit because I love to do that. As you know, at our anniversary show we had a little trivia section and you guys seem to like really love it. So when planning this show, we decided to include trivia segment as well, but this time we're gonna make it a bit different because here, you at home are the contestants. I will ask a question. It will have 5 seconds to answer from 4 options that you'll see on the screen. So let's see how well do you remember the year. Cut the music. Is there music? I don't know yet. Question 1. Which British royal lost all their titles this year due to the years-long scandal that included former criminal court cases against them? Was it A, King Charles, B, Prince Harry, C, Prince Andrew, or D, Meghan Markle? Answer now. Time is up. The answer was Prince Andrew. Congratulations, you got it right. Let's see how much you get at the end. This sounds like a YouTube video. Well, it is, but still. Question 2. What collectible obsession went crazy this year? Was it A, the Labubu obsession, B, Fortnite skin obsession, C, trading cards, or D, Hot Wheel cards? It was of course Labubu obsession, guys. Like everyone and their grandmother seem to own one these days. Question 3. Recently, a well-known TV channel announced that they would be closing their channels down on the last day of the year, which is today. Was it A, ITV, B, Sky, C, Fox, or D, MTV? It was indeed MTV. Tonight it will close down all other music channels due to hotter demographic for music videos. They say the video killed the radio star, but what killed the video star? Was it perhaps Spotify? We don't know yet. Let's move to something happier now. Question 4. Headlines were made this summer when a well-known American singer went to space. When she got back, she famously kissed the ground like the Pope always does. What is the name of said singer? What is it? Was it A, Nicki Minaj, B, Taylor Swift, C, Katy Perry, or D, Dolly Parton? Time's up, and the answer is Katy Perry, and she received lots of criticism after doing such. But let's move to question 5 now. Talking about the Pope. As the whole world likely knows, Pope Francis passed away this summer, and as always, the show must go on. Who is currently the new Pope? Pope Trump, Pope Antonio, Pope Leo, or Pope Paul II? Start the clock. It was, of course, Pope Leo. Let's continue reviewing the summer though. It's time to talk about my passion, the largest song contest in the world. The Eurovision Song Contest took place yearly in May this year. Multiple countries from around Europe and a couple of other countries competed, but who has won? The Netherlands, Spain, France, or Austria? It was JJ from Austria with the song Wasted Love. How'd it go then? Drop your score in the comments, and congratulations if you got 9 out of 9 correct without cheating. And that's impossible, by the way. I know some of you are cheating. I just know it. Well, either way, we hope you guys like this different kind of trivia. We thought it would be more fun to do it that way, you know. But we are just about to reach the end of our program tonight. And if you look at your time, you can see that it's about to become a new hour. What is more interesting, however, is that one specific place on the planet, the time right now is 23:59, which you might be starting to realize means 2026 is about to start. As a matter of fact, this is the first place on the planet where the new year arrives, so I thought this might be more fun than to celebrate in some other time zone. Now, however, it is time to welcome 2026. Start the countdown. And just like that, the new year has officially entered the world. In the coming hours, it will move from one time zone to another, and finally, in about 23 hours, it will take over the Earth. And the year 2025 will be gone and never will return. Now, we at RBC obviously want to wish you all a happy new year. At the same time, we want to thank you all so much for the support in this year. And well, of course, in our send in some parts of the world, but we still really want to thank you so much. We will, of course, as always, continue our job in the new year. That's confirmed. We have X2026 coming up, as we announced in the anniversary broadcast, so go check that out if you want to know what it is. But before we guys leave, speaking of the anniversary broadcast, we know how much you all like RBC's very own HouseMonkeyBand, and so we want them to be in our final broadcast of the year, and here they are. So everyone, for one last time or one first time, depending wherever you're watching in the world, good night, bonne nuit, buonanotte, bye bye, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
This is RBC Television.